All right. The gang is back together again. Hi, guys. And we are talking about tsunamis of unconditional love. We have mentioned that so often, and that they're hurling through space, through the cosmos, and they're sweeping our planet and Earth. And we thought maybe we should explain that a little more. So, Kate, you gonna start us out?
Sure. Well, if you're going to talk about tsunamis of unconditional love, you kind of have to start with the story of how the universe was built according to the Egyptians, the pre-flood Egyptians. This is one of the much older creation stories out there. And at first there was sort of nothing. There was just a blackness, and it was empty of everything except for consciousness. And they called that Oset Sept, which means black Isis. That's the Greek. The Greeks called her Black Isis. The mother, the first, the egg, the birthed everything, all that kind of stuff. And when she decided she wanted to birth something, that she, for whatever reason, maybe she wanted company or to be creative or whatever, she just decided to start birthing. And the very first thing that she birthed was pure, unconditional love. Absolutely fabulous, flooding everything. It filled the entire universe. It it just kept coming, more and more and more of it. And the next thing that she created was the weaver. And some cultures would call that the great grandmother spider, who wove the web of life and material life and all the different dimensions and everything. So unconditional love is represented by Mut, the Egyptian goddess of the vulture. And there's another whole story about that, which is quite beautiful. But first, there's Mut, there's unconditional love, and it is so pervasive and thick, and it's absolutely everywhere throughout the universe. And Neith was built out of the unconditional love, and her womb, the looms that she used to weave the world, that's all built out of unconditional love. And the material that she used to weave things, to make things come into being, was all that unconditional love that just kept continuously pouring out of Oset Sept. There was just an endless supply, and it just kept building up and building up and more and more and more. It was so beautiful. It felt so fantastic to Neith as she was weaving. She decided to weave all these different dimensions and all these different aspects of life. And of course, included in that is our 3D time space material world. And she weaved that, and she decided to weave all these different beings in these different worlds, and all this different life. The unconditional love was alive and conscious and thinking and feeling and breathing and moving and emoting and everything in the universe was alive and full of this unconditional love, boundless unconditional love. And Neith got so carried away. She just kept weaving and weaving, and she weaved all these different worlds. And we can see the what got woven into our world in 3D time space, the material world. And that's around us, the planets and the suns and the nebulas. And she's just so in love with all the different possibilities and the colors and the smells and the flavors and the textures, and everything delighted her so much. She just couldn't stop. And the more variety there was, the more diversity that there was, the greater Osatsep loved it, and the greater Moot loved it, and Neith loved it. And they just wanted to keep creating, making this life and this beauty, all full of unconditional love, everything made unconditional love. And we see it around us. We see it on our planet. We see it when we look up into the night sky at the stars. And, if you could see it with your bare eyes, there's some nebulas up there. And if you get a, pretty good telescopes, you could really see what the nebulas look like. They are astounding. The galaxies, there's so many different kinds of galaxies and shapes and colors, and they do different things. And there's just so much of this creation, and it's also incredibly beautiful. And it's radiating out this unconditional love. And our planet is that way. And everything on the planet is that way. And all the different humanoids around the whole universe, they're all created out of unconditional love. And we are, and everything around us. But humans have forgotten. They've been brainwashed. They got into a bad scene, and now for thousands of years we've been kind of going downhill with this sensory perception, and becoming corrupt and all this stuff, and with wars, and well, we somehow somebody introduced, or we introduced things like hate and fear and violence and anger, and everything that happens in all these different kinds of wars and problems with communicating with each other and perceiving the original love that's there. And now this is the end of the world times, and the Earth, on its travels with the galaxy, is moving into new space, toward a territory of space it has never moved into before. And in this territory of space, there's a lot more density of stuff, energies, and light, and the loves, and everything, the diversity of everything. And we've been moving into that for maybe the last 10, 20 years. And literally there's more visual light. And you can even tell the difference at night. You look up in the night sky with no moon, and if you look around you, there's more light than there used to be like 20 years ago. And I remember noticing that back when, actually, it's even longer than that, because it's before we were married. That was 30 years ago. So it's longer than that the light started getting brighter because of the density of the field that we're moving into. And I kept seeing at night in the darkness things that were supposed to be pitch black. There was just more light and more energy. And when you let yourself feel it, you'll feel more love. And that's the way it's supposed to be. because that's what the field is that we're running into. We're getting into a thicker density area of the galaxy itself. We've been doing that for quite a few years. That's what December 21, 2012, the Mayan calendar kind of stuff. That's what that was all about. That we were in the perfect center of the ecliptic of the galaxy, and you could see that at dawn. You could see where the Milky Way is situated to the horizon that way. But now we're in this new space, and in this new space, one of my teachers told me about these tsunamis, these energetic tsunamis that were in this space, and they're huge. They're bigger than galaxies. They're just immense. And these are giant, dense waves of different kinds of, excuse me, just a minute, different kinds of particles and energies, and especially love, love and beauty. And there's this is unconditional love. And this is where these waves are crashing into our planet and into our solar system, into our galaxy, and they're coming and coming and swooshing over us and through us. And because those energies and particles can float right through you. They just zoom right through you, through everything, through the planet, and they are bestowing these gifts of true unconditional love. So that's what the tsunamis were. And the teacher that told me about the tsunamis, she said she likes to ride the waves like a surfer, ride the waves of the tsunamis. And you can't quite see them. There's these photos up there. They're pipes, but one of them is this guy singing, uh, and it's all about water. He has a pot of water, and that's a mound builder pipe. And excuse me, that's what it looks like on you're riding the waves of the tsunamis of love and singing to all the love and the waves and all the creation and all the diversity and all the life, all the consciousness and intelligence. And everything is so exquisitely beautiful. And you can't help it. You just have to express it with song. And there's a frog story about that too. We won't go into it today, but that's an old story. So true unconditional love means it's real love, and it doesn't have any conditions. It isn't hooking up on the side with fear and anger and violence and jealousy and controlism and all these other things that we see in our modern culture. That's all people know of. That's what they think love is, this conditional love that's in bed with all these other kinds of attitudes and beliefs and feelings and the anger and the fear and all that awful stuff that, that wants to control others and utilize violence all the time. That's not real love. When you feel real love, that's what you feel in a newborn. And it's your first look at this newborn and your first touch. And it's pure unconditional love. That baby is just pure unconditional love. And I know any of you have had children and been there, seeing that baby the first time, holding it. You get it sometimes when you're looking at um, a bunch of brand new kittens, a litter of kittens that were just born, or puppies, or flowers, especially when you don't expect them to be there. Or if you just look at the tree and accept the tree as it is, it's alive, it's conscious, it thinks, it has feelings, it emotes, it has great knowledge, and it has pure unconditional love. It doesn't know conditions. It doesn't know all these negative emotions. And if you let yourself feel it, it's right there, and the tree is just flooding you with real, true, unconditional love. And it's one of the most beautiful, beautiful things, beautiful experiences there is in the entire world. And we've shut it out in modern times. And this is what Katasi is all about, is to bring this back. Bring this back to the individuals and let them know that they are pure unconditional love, and they still have it inside them, and they radiate it. Even when they try to be radiating something else, the real stuff is still there. It might be kind of buried under the garbage, but it's there.
Beautiful. And you went over the time that we said we gotta use for these things. But
Can't help it. The love made me do it.
let me do.
Twisted my arm, and you saw that.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. Okay, Laura, let's just keep going. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Laura's anything. My thought was maybe talking about how we as humans can bring these tsunamis into our lives and um, consequently into the world. But let's go to the Laura's and see what they have to say.
Well, that was my question. I like how the tsunamis are coming our way. You know, if assuming I hadn't studied Katasi yet, is there any, any way you can how to experience that for someone who maybe not yet has had some of the experience that the courses have?
They just need to turn their attention to it. Just pay attention to it. Reach with their own feelings. It's all about feelings. It's not about thinking. If you try to think it through or analyze it, it's that's just as flat as could be. There's nothing there that's going to tell you anything about what real unconditional love is, or give you the experience of it. When people are doing the conditional love, they're thinking about it. They're thinking about it, and they think they have to put all these restrictions on it, and these controls, and keep it in a box, uh, and that's damaging. We have to stop doing that. Get rid of that. How you actually truly feel it. You you feel your heart. You feel the love in you. Feel the love in something else. The babies, the trees, anything, the stars, whatever you can grasp onto, and feel the love that comes from them. And you can feel the love that comes from you. And it is so strong and so pure. There's no question about it. It's just when you feel it and you get deeper and deeper into it, it just, you see how big it is. You get to, and then if you keep doing that, you see that, oh, it's even really bigger than that. And then it's even bigger than that, and there's more of it than that, and it's everywhere, and it's inside you and around you, and it's a matter of aiming attention. Aim your attention.
Laura Philpott, any thoughts?
Well, I kind of want to speak to my first experience of actually realizing that everything was made out of unconditional love. I really focused on my song and doing the song ceremony every single day. And then one particular day, I don't know how exactly it happened, other than I just kept on knowing that there was something there. I mean, you talk about it, that unconditional love, and all of a sudden one day it hit me, and it was so immense, and so there was no judgment, didn't need anything from me, and it was so strong that I just started bawling because I'd never felt anything so unconditional before. It didn't want anything from me at all. It was just, and then I realized, oh my gosh, it's everywhere. It permeates everything. And just to have that experience, that knowingness now, oh my gosh, I just want it every single day. And there are times when I feel my song and I am feeling out there, I get it. And it does. It totally just fills you. And it boggles my mind to know that that is what permeates everything. It's wow, this is available when you get rid of all the garbage and the programming. This is available to us all the time. That unconditional love permeates everything. And I really hope that for everybody to have that experience. I mean, just thinking about it, I get tearful. It's just beautiful stuff.
Nice. Thank you. I think on that note, we close it out. Any last thoughts? All
Just
good?
aim your feelings. Aim to feel, aim your attention with your feelings. And it's so pervasive and so strong, and stronger than it ever used to be because of where we're at. And people are starting to wake up. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. It's kind of hard to miss. And once you do first feel it, you wonder how you ever missed that before. How did you not notice that before? But it's there. Oh, kitty.
Very, very nice. Hi, Kitty.
I think she really likes the unconditional love.
She does. It woke her up.
Okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks, ladies, for joining us. So beautiful. And if you want to help the channel, like, subscribe, turn notifications on, comment, share, put any questions in the comments. We will do videos on them if they are good questions. And you can check us out at katase.com for more. All right. We see you next time. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Love you.